Okay, so no bit of the program needs alteration until we get to line 58. And this line ensures that you have enough money to purchase the least expensive item on the menu. So what I'm going to do is we need to turn this from a hard-coded integer literal into a expression that becomes evaluated. The easiest way to do that, I think, would be to keep track up here in our loop what the most expensive item is on the menu. So I'm going to, because we need to keep track of something, I'm going to introduce a variable. And I'm going to introduce a decimal called most expensive item. And I'm going to initialize it to 0. And then, before we add our name and price to our collections, I'm going to say if item price is larger than most expensive item, then I'm going to set most expensive item to item price. So we can do that calculation sort of inline in our program as we accept input from the user. But now that I have the most expensive item variable, I can go back down here to line 64 and I can say while money is greater or equal to most expensive item. The process of taking a hard-coded integer like that and replacing it with a bit of logic that is calculated at runtime is a very common thing you'll do in programming. So I just wanted to point that out real fast. Okay, so we have our line 64 working properly. Money has to be larger than the most expensive item. But now we have to replace this code right here. The prompt for the user is now incorrect because it's, well, hard-coded. So let's go ahead and nuke this and write a loop that will loop over our entire product inventory and display each item to the user. So I'm going to say for index equals 0. Index is smaller than product names dot count index increment. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say console.writeLine. I'm going to open up a square bracket because that's how, in a string, because that's how the input was presented before. I'm going to add in the index so the user knows what to type in order to get to the item that they want. Then I'm going to add in a space. Then I'm going to add in the product name. And I'll talk about this in a second. And I'll do a dash with the money sign, and I'll do product prices at I.